And here we go. Dave here, back in Studio B. I had trouble getting the first video to go, so we tried again, and hopefully we're live right now. Look at this right here. This sun. See that? That's sun on my face. The sun is out, shining through the window. It's 64 degrees out. Wowzers! What a change from the other day when it was, in the 30s. So here we are, back in Studio B, and hang on one second. I'm just setting up the studio. I want to make sure everything's looking good here. And so we got an unboxing. Actually, I've already done one unboxing, and I'm going to do the second one right now. The first unboxing you can see was the thumbnail. yeah, no joke. The wife was home today, and neither one of us have been really feeling that well. She's like, I feel like pizza. And I was like, well, I'm going to lay down. I says, I had to work last night and this morning. And I says, I'm just not feeling well. So I'm going to lay down. You order the pizza. So she's like, pizza's here. I come out and I go into the kitchen, and it's Hawaiian pizza. It's the pineapple and the ham. So that was my first unboxing today. So that was the love unboxing. That was full of love. I think I ate 3 or 4 pieces. It was so good, and I was hungry. So we had some pineapple pizza today, no joke. And that was not me. That was me. That was her. But anyway, you can see the sun. You see the sun on my face? That's pretty wild. I got some sun coming in Studio B. Anyway, why I'm here, why we're all here, is to check out this package that I got here today. Right? And there we are. Here's this package that I have today. So what is in this package? Well, we're going to find out right now what is in this package. I have an idea what's in it, but I'm not 100% sure. You ever do that? You ever order some things and you're like, man, what did I get? Sometimes I get like that. All right, so here's this. All righty. And now, here we are. Okay. Okay, let's see what we have here. Well, I think we've already spoiled the party, right? Because we have got some Payoff Pitch, right? Oh, but wait. But wait, there's more. There is more. Let me move this up here. Okay. So we have some Payoff Pitch. And, oh, look at this was back ordered too, and it's already here. Nice. That's all that's in this. There's nothing else left in there. Look at this, folks. 2 Payoff Pitches here. I'll get rid of that glare the best I can. Hang on a sec. There we go. And here we go. So let's zoom right in here. So what do we have? So we have, let me get in here a little bit more. We have 1976, right? 1976. And we have 1984. Now, why I got 84 is so I could get back into that 84 product that people have been working on. And I know I have it in Strat and I have it in Appa, and I did play some games with it, but I really been on a Payoff Pitch kick. And I was like, man, I've been cranking out the Payoff Pitch game, so I could probably jump back into this project here if I get the Payoff Pitch cards, which I did here. So that was the idea behind picking up 1984. So, Rick Miller with Boston. Love Rick Miller with Boston. Al Bumbry with Baltimore. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And the reason why I got 76 is not only to play Rich Dower and Doug DeCinces, but I thought it'd be fun to play, again, since I've been playing a lot of Payoff Pitch and I've been using Digital Diamond, I thought it would be fun to play the 76 Red Sox season, just kind of in the background, just for fun, and see how they would do. And I know they weren't a good team in 76, but I always like to see the season after. So after the Sox lost in 7 games to Cincinnati in 75, how would they respond to my table in 76? What could I do with that team if I were to coach that team? So that's kind of why I got 76. And also, I want to support Joe. Joe, he said he had a minor procedure done, and so he says, I'm going to order some Payoff Pitch and support Joe. So anyway, here. So that's what I have. I've got 1984 in 1976. And think what I might do here while we're here, right? We're all family. Maybe I can start sorting out. I'll start with 84 first because that's the one I'm going to probably play first. So let me. Now they do come in a brick. Again, this is it, and they're not. Usually, they're not in any kind of organization whatsoever. As you can see, I got Seattle, Oakland, Seattle, Boston, Baltimore. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. So I'm not saying I'm gonna do them all today, but let me at least start it here and show you how you got to unbox a payoff pitch season, if you will. So you got to kind of carefully here. I don't want to cut the cards themselves because these cards are beautiful. This is how I do it. I just kind of cut away from the cards if I can, and then get them started, and we should be good to go here. Yeah, they are a brick, huh? So let me just get back to the comments here. And USPS delivers them to other people. This was UPS. Usually, I forget what it was. I usually ask for UPS because I just can't trust the postal system. I just can't do that. I just like the tracking better with UPS, and the mail people over here are a little suspect, if you will. If you will. So I try to go UPS whenever I can. All right, so again, you take out these bricks here, right? And we have Sparky and Sparky. Yes, we do. Hopefully he's going to have some fun with this. And, yeah, the bricks, they are a mess. They are a mess. I'm not going to lie. They are a mess. But there is a little bit of enjoyment going through them, and I say that because you have to go through every player. And so it's kind of fun looking at every player, if you will, and saying, oh, man, this guy, I can't wait to play this guy. I can't wait to play this guy. So it kind of adds to the fun a little bit when you're going through every single player sometimes. Like I say, one season ain't bad. When you do 2 seasons, sometimes it does get a little, my gosh, how am I going to do this here? I usually do American League first, and then I do National League second. That's just kind of how I do it, because otherwise you take up the entire table. Oh, I love these things here. I do. I'm a big fan. This is one of my favorite things about Payoff Pitch is the Ballpark card, because it's in the team colors, and you use this to determine, wheelhouse in play, and then also in your errors and in-range plays. I just love these here. It's a nice addition. I like the Ballpark cards. And so that is that. Let me get this out of the way and get back to the chat room here. AP comes by. Yep. And Patrick comes by and says, long time APA strap play. I never tried Payoff Pitch. I, too, I'm an APA guy. Everybody knows that. It's just kind of what I gravitated towards. It's not that I don't like other games. It's just APA's been my game. Football's my favorite, and then baseball and hockey. Again, I play all kinds of games, but I do like the APA stuff. This Payoff Pitch, though, I got to say, I don't know what it is about Payoff Pitch, but it just kind of works. And not that APA does, not that anything else doesn't, but, and I go back and forth with Payoff Pitch. Like, I might hate it in a week. I don't know why, but I think I'm good now. I think I'm in the groove with Payoff Pitches. Fenner comes by. He's going to get the 1880 set. I think I have that. I think it was, 1889? I do have that. It's kind of funky. It really is. All right, so here's kind of how I do it. I just start going and setting up the American League. So, here's Baltimore first. Because how this usually goes is usually, let me back this out just a little bit more. So it kind of goes like a couple at a time. So you'll get, so I get 2 Baltimore, and then I'll have a couple of Red Sox. Or 1 Red Sox, and then California. Tommy John was in California. Interesting. And then, Chicago, and then Cleveland, and then another Cleveland. So it's kind of how it goes. And you just kind of do them like this. Ben Oglivie with Milwaukee, and then you got Milwaukee, and then Minnesota. You never have, more than 1 on a team. Let me slide these up a little bit. Never more than 2. It's always 2 or 1, and then it goes on to the next team. I have no idea how they actually print these in this order. It is such a bizarre way to do it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's very bizarre. And so now we have the Yankees. We have Tom Bergmeyer with Oakland, and now we're back to Boston with Jim Rice. And what did he hit? 327 against lefties, huh? Interesting. And then Dougie DeCinces. And this is just kind of how you do it. Okay, so now I have the double card. Now what I do, these are the cards with with two teams. Oh no, wait a second. No, that's Chicago. This ain't a two-team guy. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes they have the guys and have the split teams. So that would just be Chicago. But it has the date. I like some of the seasons here. See how he has the date? Let me get that in there. Can we get that? Come on. There we go. See how it's got the date July 20th to September 28th? That shows you when he played with Chicago. So that means he's probably on another team at some point. Joe Carter with Cleveland. We have Cleveland. Chet Lemon. You always got to like Chet Lemon. And this is one of the fun things about sorting this out is you get to look at all these players here. Larry Gura. And, Ed Romero. Brunansky. We have two New Yorks here. So we have New York and Oakland. So let me do it like this. I think I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to put 3 at the bottom. Oh, I still haven't got to Texas and Seattle, have I? So I don't want to get too crazy here. So I'll do it like this. Texas and Seattle were in the league, right? Were they in the league? I hope so. Oh, there's Seattle. And then here's Texas. Okay. Oh, and Toronto, too. Okay, now I have National League teams. So I'm going to cycle through these. And then, okay, so that's National League. So I'm going to put the National League off to the side. And then you get the combined totals. And I keep these separate because I don't use combined totals, if you will. It's just not what I do. So, and P-Jack comes by. Hi, buddy. What do we have here? We have some Payoff Pitch. Yeah, I had 2 unboxings today. I had a pineapple pizza I had just unboxed. And then I unboxed some Payoff Pitch here. Let's see if I can get this out of the way. There we go. And back to the comments here. Phoenix Knights playing some World Series on his channel. And so, yeah, so I'm just unboxing this right here. In a way, it's a pain, but at the same time, it is kind of neat. Like, Dan Ford and, there's Jim Palmer. So you get to see all the players you're going to play. It's almost like a picture menu here. It's like, it's like going to a buffet and like looking at all the pictures. Like, I can't wait to go up to the buffet and get this, and I'm going to have that shrimp or whatever. That's just what it is. Although once they start getting stacked up here, they do get kind of crazy. Willie Randolph. Remember that? Every time I hear that, all I can think of is Keith Jackson when he was doing the playoffs. Willie Randolph. Dave Steeb. I like to pull out the names that I kind of recognize here. So this should all be National League to a point because it's all done in alpha. Okay, here's some combined totals. And combined totals, another one here. And, okay, so that's all National League. So I'm going to put that over here in the National League pile. And, you're playing season ticket is what you're playing. Okay. Dave Smith. Neil Simmons with Detroit. Keith Smith with the Yankees. National. And then, I have back-to-back ones. I have Atlanta and New York. I tell you, I love these. This really makes makes everything kind of pop. It really does. I'm a big fan of the ballpark cards because it just makes everything look so nice, and it gives you that little bit of color. It just does a nice job with it. All right, Al Bunbury, Mike Flanagan, and Benny. I got 3 in a row. Usually you only get 2. I got 3. 4 in a row for Baltimore. That makes things easy. There he is, Bob Stanley. There was a guy today, a goalie today, and I think he gave up 6 goals, and he won his game 9-6. And so I kidded around after the game and says, well, we got him 9 goals, and then the rest was up to him. It says he's kind of the Bob Stanley of the league, and he knew what I was talking about. Oh, Tom Seaver was Chicago. I didn't know he played with the White Sox in '84. So that must have been before he came to Boston, right? Johnny Grubb, rub-a-dub-dub, Johnny Grubb. Okay, now we have Bill Scherber. Again, here's another one of those cards that has the dates on it. I really like that. So, like I say, if you didn't know, you would say, okay, he doesn't play till August 28th. So, if I'm playing a game in May or June, then he would technically not be eligible to play for Detroit at that point. He would be on another team. That's Frankie White. That's something that this game does super well. Joe did a great job. It's not on every season, I don't think, but it's on quite a few seasons. Is getting the players on the dates is what I'm trying to get out of my mouth here. The dates. Toby Harrow with the Yankees. I did not know that. And now we have some more National League. So we're back to the American League here. I like the fact that Joe did that with the cards here because someone like me who doesn't know better, Dennis Martinez, Bobby Boone, California, someone like me, and we got the Bull with Chicago. So let me finish my thought here. Someone like me that doesn't really know, if I was just kind of playing here and let me go to the bullpen to this guy. Oh, he wasn't on the team yet. Perfect for me. It's perfect for me. I really like that. Renicky with Baltimore, Marty Barrett and Jim Dorsey with Boston, Pettis, Darryl Boston, Richard Dotson. Is that the guy on Family Feud? Otis Nixon, Dougie Baker, Willie Hernandez, Darryl Motley, Frank Willis, Konkanawa. Is that Konkanawa? Kokanawa. And then we have Minnesota and Oakland and Larry Sorensen with Oakland. Interesting. Stormin Gorman Thomas. I completely forgot he was with Seattle. Oh, he was 33 years old. That's the other thing. These cards they're so good. There's so much information on these cards. So you look at Gorman Thomas, it's got the way he hits. It's got the splits, the lefty-righty splits. It's got his position. It's got his age. It has some stats down here. His how many steals. And I really do like these cards. They're just loaded with stuff. Willie Upshaw. Wasn't he for the Raiders? Willie Upshaw? All righty. We still got so much to go. Richard Dawson with either Family Feud or The Running Man. Yeah. Howard Johnson in Detroit. And Carl Willis only played a little bit, June 9th to August 7th, rather. Kansas City. Charlie Moore. He's been on the channel quite a few times. John Butcher Axis, Don Mattingly, and Dave Righetti. Steve Henderson. George Wright with Texas. Alfredo Sauce over here. Dennis Lamp with Toronto in 84. Again, that's part of the fun of going through this sometimes, too, is you get to see some of the names on some of the teams. You're like, that guy played for this team? I don't remember that guy playing for this team. And so you kind of have some fun with that. Yeah, we're talking about Richard Dotson here. Either Family Feud. Well, he was with Hogan's Heroes, too, right? That's what I remember him with. And Phoenix Nights, for what it's worth, when I do his replays, Digital Diamond gives me the as-played lineup along with as-registered bullpens and benches. Okay, I think I asked Mark that one time because I was playing a game the other day, and I don't know if I was doing it live here on the channel or not, and I ran into that. Now, I went to go to the bullpen, and there was I went to go to the bench to pinch run, and the fastest guy on the team was not on the bench. I had two other guys. And I was just saying to myself, where is this guy? This guy is a 7 or an 8. I want to run him, and he was not in the lineup. So I'm kind of thinking Digital Diamond does a good job of letting you know who played that day. That's another thing I have to ask Mark. Hopefully we'll get him back on the channel here. And I think I asked them before, and he did say, yeah, that the guys in the game that day are the guys in the game. So if you go to pinch hit or pinch run, that's what you have. So I'm pretty sure he did say yes. So I'm going to go with that. Davey Lopes. This is all National League. And we have another stadium card here. Veteran Stadium this time, so that'll be on the National League. So I will put that in the National League pile. And then we have the Ron Juckett card. Okay, I call that the Ron Juckett card. And we still have a lot of piles to go here. Hoffman with Boston. Bobby Ojeda. Wasn't he the guitar player for Twisted Sister? Oh, that was Eddie Ojeda. 3 for Chicago in a row. How about... Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong pile here. I do go through these before I put them away, though, because I will. There's at least a handful of guys I screw up. There's Kirk Gibson. There he is. Dave Rozema, Johnny Wathen, Kansas City, Milwaukee, Chuck Porter, Minnesota, Ken Griffey, 34 years old with the Yankees. Phil Niekro, was he like? Was that say 75 years old? That guy was always old, wasn't he? He just kept playing, though. He was so good. And back to the... Oh, here's Billy Buckner coming up on National League. San Francisco and St. Louis. Okay, there's more National League over here. When I go through the National League, it's a lot faster because I don't have to sort out the American. Cleveland, Minnesota. Boy, this one's kind of spread out. Seattle, Cincinnati, Montreal, Philadelphia, St. Louis. So that'll go in the National League pile. Alrighty, so we have a couple of piles down. Still got a ways to go. I still got a lot of piles to go. Just kind of how it goes. One of the most picked panelists on Match Game for Dawson. Bobby Ojito's only surviving person of the boating accident in 93. That I did not know. Rick Miller, one of my favorite Red Sox. I don't know why. I always liked Rick Miller. I liked him in the outfield. Vance Law, Spillner, Comer, Larry Herndon. See, a lot of these guys I have in other years because I have 83 and 85, so now I have 84 as Willie Wilson and Rick Manning over here. I always get Rick Manning and Rick Miller confused because Rick Manning, I think, played with Cleveland for a while, too. It's amazing how much movement actually went on with some of these players because you look around and you're like, holy cow, these guys are everywhere. All right, so more National League now and combined totals. And again, I take the combined totals and I put them off to the side and I have them in their own elastics and I just don't really use them that much. Let me come out and get a little bit better view. Traber for Baltimore. Cleveland is Jose Roman. And we have New York. Texas, guy I didn't know. Now we're back to National League for a couple. And then we have Tiger Stadium. Again, I love these here. I wanted to, I should check the years to see if they're any different, see if the wheelhouse and in play is any different from year to year. I imagine probably not from year to year, but maybe after a few years it might be. Eddie Murray, take me home tonight. Eddie Murray with Baltimore. Mike Brown with Boston. Ron Jackson. Slayton. Augusto. Mel Hall with Cleveland. Spillner. Lou Whitaker. Bucky Dent with Kansas City, 32. I didn't know Bucky Dent was in Kansas City. That means I'm going to have to get a Kansas City game going, right? All right? Is that what that means? Kansas City with Bucky Dent. Mental note. Bucky Dent. Robin Yount. I always like Robin Yount. Everyone likes Robin Yount. Dave Winfield, 32 years old. And who we have here? I don't know many of the Seattle guys. And now we have National League. There we go. Oh, look at this one. Look at that one. Little sneak peek of the National League. Dun, dun, dun. Montreal, Pete Rose. All right, more National League. National League. Combined totals. Combined totals. So let me put that back in the National League pile. Combined totals. And now we're back to the American League. Steve Christmas. Playing with the White Sox. Right? Kansas City. Sanchez. Meyer with Oakland. And some more National League here. Just a couple. Oh, another ballpark card. 2 ballpark cards. We're flushing them out, aren't we? So we have back-to-back here. We have the Astrodome and we have Texas Stadium. So we have the maybe he sorts them by state. That's what it must be. So we have Houston and Texas together. Baltimore, Ken Singleton. Easler here. Bruce Hurst with the Boston team. Carlton Fisk with Chicago. That hurts. He's a Red Sox. Lamar Hoyt. Andre Thornton had a big bat in Cleveland. Castillo, Sid Monge, Leon Roberts, Cecil Cooper, Moose Haas. Always got to like Moose Haas. And then Rick Cerrone and Guidry. Connie Lansford with Oakland. Did not know that. Barry Bunnell. I've heard of him. Jim Beattie, I've heard of too. Mickey Rivers. I always like Mickey Rivers. He was with Texas, even though he played with the Yankees. I'll kind of tighten these up if I can. I told you, they get messy as you get on the line here. And they just slide all over the place. They're a semi-gloss. So they're like the hockey bones. They just slide around quite a bit. Appa, not so much. So we'll tighten those up just a little bit for now, till they get messy again. And let's see here. Ricky White. Acker with Toronto. And now we're back to National League. National League, San Francisco. And combined totals. Okay. So we got some more National League over here. Combined totals I put off to the side. Okay, now we're back to American League. So we have Chicago, Minnesota, Seattle, National League, National League, National League, National League. Another ballpark. We have Candlestick. I'll put that in the National League pile, and then the blank one. All right, so we're getting through the piles here. And you're a draft league, Bucky Dent. Don't play for Buffalo. He calls him Bucking Dent. Okay. He's a Bucking Dent. He's like a bucking bronco. Rick Dempsey. Scott McGregor. Jerry Remy, the Rem Dog. Rod Carew, 38 years old Rod Carew, playing for California. Principal Skinner. And we have Greg Butler and George Frazier. Rusty. Over here, Balboni. Think this guy's ready? I think he's ready. Ron Davis with the Minnesota. Omar Moreno, 31 years old. A lot of older guys here, 30 years old. Who won it in 84? Was that Detroit in 84? Somebody help me. Like a lot of people in the chat room right now. Who won it in 84? California. Detroit. Lou Piniella, 40 years old. Holy cow. Lou Piniella, 40 years old. Wowzers. It was Detroit. All right. So more National League over here. Another ballpark card, the Humphrey Dome in Minnesota. It's an American League card. Cal Ripken, 23 years old. Imagine that. How long did he play? Till like 2000 or something like that? The bane of all existence, Harold Baines. Jacoby, Waddle. Hal McRae. I always liked Hal McRae. Split off, I know him. I don't know if I like him or not. Milwaukee, Gary Gaetti. Bystrom is finally the first guy I've seen that's under 30 years old. Ricky Henderson, 66 stolen bases. He's a run 8, steal 6. How about that, huh? Chuck Rainey. And then we have Domingo, Bobby Jones, Schmidt, Shepard. Now back to the National League here. Okay, so that'll come over here. And for my Sox replay, will I follow real, scared, or mix it up? I'm going to go real. I'm going to go right into Digital Diamond is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to just play every game with as played and just use the cards and play it out. So, yeah, this is more National League. So, yeah, the idea is just to kind of play the schedule as is or as was. And let's see how they do. Again, I don't know how much I'll stream of that. Every now and then I'll stream a game, but that's going to be one I'm going to want to try to plow through, so to speak. 84 Milwaukee. You got to be careful here. Combined totals, okay. Oakland, Dave Leeper. And then National League. And then Shea Stadium. Wow, we still had Shea Stadium in 84, right? How about that? And these are all Nationals. And another Ron Juckett card. And let me just make sure that these are all combined totals, because the print's kind of small and my old eyes sometimes misses a one or two. Combine. Okay. Combined totals it is. All right, only 4.5 more piles. David C. comes by. Gary, this is, I don't know if I can see that here. 1984. We got 84. I got 84 and I got 86 today. Al Nipper. Don Ossie. Mark Hill. Ronnie Reed. Aponte. Barbaro. Is that like Barbara? Barbero. UL Washington. Run 6 now, huh? I think he was a run 7 or 8 in the 83 raid play that I'm doing. McClure. Pat Putnam. Oscar Gamble, 34. Again, the Yankees, very old team. 34. Dale Murray. Very old team. Comparatively, like compared to this guy who's 22. Bell with Toronto. All right, so now we have some more National League. All right. Oh, here's the Jucket guy. Andy Van Slank. That'll be coming up. Right? Remember he had him and he had to catch or something like that in the All-Star game? All righty. Ron Jackson for Baltimore. Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland. Minnesota. Dave, is it Valley? And then some more National League here. And then, oh, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Fenway Park. There it is. So you get the wheelhouse on the right-handed batters, 1-76, because you get the wall. And then the left-handed batters, right field is pretty deep. So that's why I get the 1-55 over there. So I get the splits. I do. Let me just go back to the chat here real quick. So Patrick, I think I answered this, but I'm going to go the real schedule. What I'm going to do is just put into Digital Diamond 76 and just play and just have some fun with it. And I got 76 and I got 84. 76 is still locked away. I haven't unboxed this one yet. I'll do that one later on at some point. So I'm doing 84 right now. David C. comes by. Good to see you, bud. As the package arrived, not only did I get the pineapple pizza today, but I had some payoff pitch cards show up. Out of right field. Hi, buddy. Hi, Keith. Good to see you. Thanks for all your help. And now I see what you mean about the printed cards. Oh, Gary, these cards are gorgeous. No, they listen. Hear how hard that is? And they got the semi-gloss, if I can get them to show up here. Come on, camera. They're like a semi-gloss, and they got color on them, and they're just fantastic. And all the detail on here. Here's your batting, righty. I think one of these is bunting. Here's your fielding. You got your range and your error. That's a pitcher. So, yeah, he's using pitcher card 3 is what that is. Let me give it a batter here. Yeah, so it has all the positions that they play and their ratings. So here's the lefty-righty split that I go by. I like that. They have the one that's just right down the middle. It's like the combination. But at the bottom here, as you can see, they have the steal numbers, the double play number, their bunt number, their run speed, a little bit of stats over here. I really like the outs over here. On the PDFs, the outs are at the bottom over here, and they're kind of weird to read. Here, I just like this here. I can really find the outs really fast on the printed cards when they're laid out like this. All right, so I got more National League here. All right, so that's my National League pile. I'll get to that in 1 second. We have some combined totals. And again, they give you the cards like this. So, this Oberfeld guy, if he was on 2 teams, which he probably is because he's combined totals, he will be on both teams, and you get a card like this. So if you just wanted to use a combined total instead of how we did it individually, I don't use these. There's probably a reason to use them, but I kind of don't. And Detroit started out 9-0 and 35-5. Phillips comes by. So no, I get the splits. You have to get one or the other. So I get the splits. And yes, it is some payoff pitch. I'm just kind of laying them out here. And I haven't seen the Glory Days boxing cards, but they are fantastic. And I imagine it's a heavier card stock than, yes, it's a very heavy card. It's very much like an APA card. Very much like an APA card. Oh, Rick Burleson with California. That hurts. That hurts. I did not like Rick Burleson when he left Boston. Boston was my home, you know. And let's see here. So we have Mike O'Berry, 30. Again, another 30 plus. Toby Hernandez with Toronto. And now we have some National League here. Yep, let's go National League. We'll get to that in 1 second. Oh, I'm actually getting through the stacks pretty quick. County Stadium. Again, I love these little ballpark cards. So that'll go over here. We're back to Baltimore. And then Boston. And, oh, look at that. The Rocket. In 84. 21 games. 20-5. Yep. There he is. Joff Zahn. The Wrath of Zahn. Some Cleveland, Dougie Bear in Detroit, Kansas City, Lynn Jones, Saber Hagen, Kansas City, Caldwell, Milwaukee, Fado, I don't know, Frank Viola, 24 years old for Minnesota, Armstrong, 30, again, another 30-year-old, Pat Putnam with Seattle, April 4th to August 20th, Dave Hostetler, was he the quarterback for the Giants? And then we got a Toronto. Then we have some more National League. Alrighty, we're coming down here. More National League. More National League. And we have some combined totals here. Okay, so I didn't realize Pete Rose played for different teams. So there's a couple of Pete Rose cards in here. Shane Raleigh combined cards as well. I need to get back here to Chicago. Again, the other thing about these payoff pitch cards is they're very inexpensive. They're fantastic cards. And, you know, compared to some other things, you know, the quality is so good. And they're not, you know, I think what are they, 40 or 50 bucks a set? I mean, seriously, 40 or 50 bucks a set. Come on. There's Montreal, the Olympic place. So we'll put that in the National League pile. And another jacket card. And now we have Gedman with Boston. I don't know Charlie Mitchell, but he was a pitcher in Boston. Wilfong. Hairston. And that guy here. And Darrell Evans with this guy here. So these are the champions here. So I should be paying attention to Detroit, correct? Kirby Puckett, 24 years old. Kirby Puckett. Tim Foley, 33. 34, Montefusco. Joe Morgan with Oakland. Did not know that. All right. Come on. Joe Morgan, 40 years old with Oakland. Did not know that he did that. He had a lot of at-bats, too. And we got some guy from Seattle. We got a Mark Langston. Scott, Barfield, and Clancy. And then we have some National League here. All the way down to the combined totals. Okay. So let me put the combined totals out of the way. And now we're back to American League with Cleveland. Junior Noba. Keith Comstock, Minnesota. Danny Tartable, Seattle. And now we're back to some National League. And we have Baltimore Memorial Stadium. Here we go. Tony says he picked up 76 for Payoff Pitch a few months ago. His replay's into late May, and the Sox are forward back of the Yanks. Yeah, I'm just kind of interested in seeing, one of my things, I want to get some football going with the Oilers, like the 93 Oilers. I want to see how they do when they respond from the collapse in Buffalo. You know what I mean? Ned Yost with Texas. Kelly Gruber, Louis Leal. Don't know Louis Leal, but he played 35 games. And now we got some National League here. So I thought it'd be fun to just to kind of play them afterwards and see how it goes. I don't know if I'll ever finish it, but it might be fun to play. Davey Lopes, a combined card. Didn't know Lopes played for 2 teams. So I guess we'll find him. All right, Chico and the Man with Boston. Romero with Cleveland. There's a 23. Finally, a young guy in the Yankees. Victor Mata, 23. Only had 70 at-bats. Texas. And now we have some more National League here. We'll slide that out of the way. And then we have Kansas City, Kauffman Stadium. There we go. So we're back to Baltimore. Tom Underwood. Clear with Boston. Freddie Lynn, this hurts. Freddie Lynn and Rick Burleson in California. That hurts. It hurts so bad. Yes, I know. Floyd Bannister. Hargrove. And Sutcliffe. Glenn Abbott. Wasn't he with Seattle? He's 33 here. I think he was with Seattle. Quisenberry, he's been on my channel before. Andy Bain. And there's a 28-year-old Butch Weiniger. So there's another guy under 30. Texas Rance Mullinix. I always call him Mulligan. All right, so now we have some more National League. All the way down to about here. And we have combined totals and combined totals. We'll get that out of the way. Back to Chicago, Kansas City, Oakland, and then more National League. Until I get to, back-to-backs here. I got Dodger Stadium and Exhibition Stadium. So Dodger Stadium will go in the National League, and Exhibition Stadium will come over here. I'm going to have a sip of my orange cream. I've been liking the orange creams lately. The orange creamsicles are so nice. All right, so we're going to get back to Baltimore. Yes, I did see Downey Gaines got their sale. And so I have a list right. See, check this out, right? Look at this. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, here it is right here. Downey. I made myself a note, and I stuck it right here to my computer. Dewey Evans, so I could get that. I have a bunch of things in my shopping cart, mostly game-winning drive. That's kind of what I'm going with there. That's always been one of my favorite games, and it's just kind of stuck with it. George Vukovich, Scott Earl, Jack Morris of Detroit. So I get some. I don't know if like I say, I'm not. I haven't pulled the trigger yet because I put a whole bunch in there, and then backed off a little bit. Oh, here's 2 guys under 30 years old for the Yankees. All right, Davey Lopes with Oakland. I did not know that. I did not know that Davey Lopes played with Oakland at 39 years old, but that might be fun to get, because they'll play Boston, so I might see him on the channel. Billy Sample, yep. Willie Aikens from 8 is Enough. Doyle Alexander. And now we got some National Leagues going on here. Oh, Kent DeCalve. You got to love Kent DeCalve. Can't wait till I get to him. So, alrighty. Combined totals. We'll get these out of the way, and then we'll get back to the American League. So we have Cleveland, Minnesota, Seattle, National League, National League, National League, National League, and then, oh, I love these again. How many times have I said? I'm going to say this every single time I flip over a ballpark card. I love these. It just, the colors just pop right out at you, you know. So, yeah, so I got some Downey games in the cart. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but because I'm kind of wondering what I want to do, right? And I think I got like $30 in the cart or something like that, because the sales, I think they're like $7 or $8 for what I want. So I think I got 4 or 5 of them in the cart, and it just depends if I want to add or subtract from them. Let me back off here. So we have some more National League here. Combined totals. Oh, Eckersley was on 2 teams, huh? Did not know that. So I guess we'll see a couple of Dennis Eckersley here. Larry Sheets, 2 Sheets. And Cleveland. And then another under 30-year-old guy here. Texas. Oh, I screwed this up here. Texas. And then some National Leagues here. In a Cleveland Stadium. Yep. So we come to think of it, Alva Lowenstein. And Baltimore again. Oil Can Boyd. Look at all the toughs on his card. Ho ho. Oh, Oil Can should be pretty good. Oh, there it is. Reggie Jackson. I got to play California. I mean, Reggie Jackson, Freddie Lynn, Rick Burleson. That could be my favorite new team. Alan Trammell with Detroit, right? All right, Butch Davis. Anybody named Butch has got to be a pretty good baseball player, right? Sundberg. I always sing that for Sundberg. Roy Smalley, 31 with the Yanks. Mikey Davis, Gordon something or other. Jack Perconti. Buddy Bell, everyone's favorite buddy Bell. Buck Martinez. Again, if you're a Buck, you got to be a good player, too. And so there's National League. All righty, so I only got a stack and a half left to go through for American. And so here's some more National. All right, so we got some combined totals over here. And now we have way to go, Craig. Louis Pujols, Kansas City, New York, another guy under 30. More National League, and back-to-back stadiums. We got Riverfront, right? You want Riverfront? We got it. And you want the Dome? We got the Kingdome. There it is, the Kingdome. And so that's looking pretty good. There it is, Billy Buckner, 8 of 84. Playing with the Sox. Rich Gale. Oh, Rich Gale was a pitcher. Interesting. And we got Chicago and Chicago. Cleveland. Tom Brookshire. There you go. Roger Mason. Greg Prior Convictions. Bobby Clark. Bobby Gibson. Don Baylor, 35 years old. Combined age of this team has got to be like 1,000. 26 years old. Dave Kingman with Oakland. Didn't Kingman play with like 100 teams? Right? Dave Beard. I think I remember that guy. Larry Parrish with Texas. All right. Ernie Witt. And then some National Leagues here. All the way down to the combined totals. All righty. So we got totals. Back to the American here. Randy Newman, right? Driving in my car. Randy Newman. Is that the song he did? Nahar. What was it? Naharodny? Naharodny. Yeah, I'm going to say that one. And then Jack Murph, the Murph Stadium. There we go. A nice brown color for San Diego. That really is their color, right? Brown is the color of San Diego. Kong played for four teams that year. So who said that? Was that Juckett or was that you, Peter? Someone else told me that too. That he just kept getting traded. I mean, how bad is that? That you go from team to team to team. It's like, are you wanted or you're not, you know? More National League. And we have combined totals. So I'm wondering if I'd want to use the combined totals for Kingman, just because I don't know what he would be on certain teams, you know? I suppose you'd be better off using the combined card for somebody because that's their yearly total. But if they started to stink with one team and went to another and lit it up, I guess you'd want to have that too, right? Right? Comiskey Park, there's another ballpark card here. Hang on. Pete just said it was... Hang on, back up. 77 when he played for 4 teams. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking it must be mid-season trades, right? I would think. Right? That's what I would think. Let's see. Baltimore, Wayne Gross. Nate Schnarl. Bobby Grich. I always like Bobby Grich. Stegman. Fishland. Harris. Onyx Concepcion. Ted Simmons. And we got a Minnesota guy here. There's another Yankee under 30. Burrows. Conway. Spike Owen in Seattle. Bannister. Charlie Hoff. Manrique. And then some more Nationals here. Alrighty, so this is it. This is the last stack. Yeah, it's not Apple Hockey, right? Am I opening the wrong pack? I might be. All right, let's get some more Nationals here. Let me get the Nationals out of the way. And we got some combined totals. So we have Rick Steyer, California. I wanted to get this one separated so I could maybe play a couple of games in the next few days of that project. So I haven't done anything with that in a while. There's your Wrigley Field, and then there's your Oakland team. They don't even have a team in Oakland anymore, do they? Imagine that. Lens Kakata, Wade Boggs, Eckersley. Oh, he played from April to May, and then they jetted him out of town. Picolio, Julio down by the schoolyard. Bergman with Detroit. Aurelio Lopez, Detroit. Jorge Orta. Is it George Orta? I call him Jorge Orta. Oh, Raleigh Fingers. 37 years old playing with Milwaukee. Oh, I can't wait to play Raleigh Fingers. That's the one good thing. Again, to see how long it's taken me to do this, it is still super fun to go and look at the names of these guys and kind of ooh and ah over the games that you want to play. Alrighty, so Frank Tanana with Texas at 30 years old. Interesting. Mitch Webster over here with Toronto, and now we have some National League. And this might be it for American League. Alrighty, so... Alright, so combined totals. No, a few more American League here. Jim Kern, Milwaukee, Seattle, and then National. And, one last one. Who is the last one? It is Pittsburgh Three Rivers Stadium. Yeah, so there we go. All right, so that's the American League. I'm going to kind of bundle them up here. The National League goes way faster because there's no American League to sort out. So let me just make sure that we have everybody here's on Oakland. Like this is like the last check you get. So my suggestion is that when you lay them out like this, that you go through the team, because otherwise you're going to have a guy in the team you have no idea where he went. And I did that with Steve Young, 1994 Apple Football. I couldn't find Steve Young. Luckily, I did an unboxing video, so I went through it and realized I did have him. So it was just a matter of going through every single team until I found Steve Young, and I finally found him. But boy, that was something else. So these look like they're good. Looks like they're all Oakland. All righty, we'll leave Bergmeyer on the top. And what we'll do is we will get, I think I have some elastics over here. And I put the ballpark card here on the top. And my team is all set, I think. And I just have some little elastics over here. And that is it. So that's how my teams get done. So so we're going to go with Chicago. No, who do we want to go with next? Somebody I can get at. Seattle. I can get at Seattle right here. So let me just take a look and make sure these are all Seattle. Gorman Thomas with Seattle. I think I have a pretty good run now with Payoff Pitch. So I better stop being mad at Payoff Pitch and play it now, right? I don't think I'm going to have any APA coming in for a while because I have time now. So instead of making money, I'm going to stop making money. I'm going to play some of these things because now that I have the time. So I traded in money for time, which I think is going to be a good trade in the long run. Seattle. Okay. And that is that. Let's see, what does ID get to say here? I'm going to go open my window. Hang on one second. Lights on, gets hot in here, even though it's still 60 degrees out here. It's been a hot day, but I'll get a breeze going in here. Needle in the haystack. Finding a card that you're looking for. Just imagine if that shelf behind you breaks and everything gets mixed up. Oh, yeah, I'd be all day putting that back together. That's why I put them in envelopes, you know. So, all right. So there's Seattle. So Seattle is done. Let's see. Toronto is pretty free. Toronto's right here. So I'll work my way in. I'm working my way back to you. That's what I'm going to do. But I will catch a few like this, especially the M's. I'll have Milwaukee and Minnesota mixed up. I guarantee I will find some guys that I screwed up. And that's why I do this. The wife hates me for it because I'm such a checklist type of guy. Like when we go out, I got to go through the house and check everything. That's just the type of person I am. And so kind of this is what I'm doing here. Going through, making sure I got no surprises. All right. There's Toronto. Andrew comes by. Well, I hope I'm doing well. I hope so, too. I'm not doing too bad today. In a couple weeks, my work schedule is going to completely lighten up. I'm still going to be working, but I'm going to be going back to my normal schedule rather than anything extra. So I'm looking forward to that. Cleveland I can get to right here, right? So we'll go Cleveland. So I'm looking forward to that. I have one league shutting down in a couple weeks. The play-by-play stops. One way or another, the play-by-play stops in a week. Next Saturday would be the absolute last game I would do. And you always get New York and Chicago mixed up. I go alphabetical, so for me, it's always the M's and the C's. So here's Cleveland now. And I'm just going through Joe Carter with Cleveland, right? 24 years old. Cleveland. I did this the other day. There was one team that had a ton of guys and another team that didn't have many at all. Cleveland. All right. Cleveland. It is kind of small on the eyes, the team name. I guess it kind of has to be, but yeah. Because I wouldn't want these cards any bigger. These cards are fine, like right at this size. They're about apple size. Oh, look how dry my hands are from touching these cards. Maybe that's why. I was wondering why my fingers have been all dry. I wonder if I'm playing the cards here. You know, just kind of touching the cards and the paper here so much that it dried them out. Because the tips of them are so dry. I wonder if it's from doing this. So we got Kansas City. We can do Kansas City, who's right here, right? So we'll go through that. And Parallel League says, I like sorting each team by starting hitters and bullpen. What I'll do is the first time I play a team, I sort by pitchers and batters. So that's what I'll do. So right now, this is like the first sort. Is just kind of getting them sorted by team. When I pull them out to play a game, the first thing I do is sort the bench from the pitchers. And then, that really helps sort them out. So when you're looking for guys, you're not going through the whole team. You're just looking through the position players or the pitchers. So that's what I'll do. And then as I play the game, when I put them back, the top guys will be on the top, and then the bottom guys will be at the bottom. But so I kind of do like 2 or 3 different goes through. I could actually go back and forth. It might save time later if I kind of sorted them by pitcher and batter, but I'll do that later. That only takes a second to do. Here, like right now, I just want to kind of get through this. There's Kansas City. And there's Kauffman Stadium. Done. So I kind of just want to get through this and get these out of the way is what I want to do. So I can play something. Let's see. So we do have Chicago here. Comiskey Park is available. So let's do that. So Chicago A. All right, Chicago A. I feel like the Fonz. A. Chicago A. Okay. Well, Chicago A. So Comiskey Park. Done. So let's get a couple of things out here. Now, who do I want to get next? I can't really get Baltimore. Baltimore's way up over there. So who do I have next? Minnesota is right here. So we'll go Minnesota next. All right. Minnesota. I actually didn't do a bad job of sorting this time. I've not found anybody in the wrong pile yet. It will happen. I've never got a perfect sort. I don't think. There's always been someone that I just kind of put in the wrong pile. So we'll see who that's going to be, who the winner is. All right, so far so good. All righty, so there's the Humphrey Dome. So Minnesota is done. I see Texas on my list right here. Right, so we'll go Arlington Stadium. We'll take a look at Texas here. And what do we got here? I'll get Frank Tanano on the top. I'll leave him on the top. So here's some Texas. As long as I don't get any Toronto in here, I'd be doing good. Texas, Texas. All right. All right, don't mess with Texas. Texas, Texas, Texas. All right, there we go. How do I store my payoff pitch cards? Just like this. I don't do much with them because they already have the team name and that on the front and its color. I really like it. I just take an elastic and put it around it and I'm done. And then I have a little slide storage thing that I got. I think I got at there's a Container Store, it's called, around here. There's a gray thing. It's about waist high, and there's four shells in there, and they actually fit perfectly, like 6 rows across, and I stuff them all in there. So I have one whole rack of all payoff pitch is what I got. So if I want to see a horrible card for pitcher, check Jose Roman for Cleveland. Well, he's right here, so we'll see if we can find Roman for Cleveland, and we'll take a look at that card together. We'll do it together. There it is. Okay. Well, you're kind of correct. It's a lot of patience. 1 tough on a 12. Ballpark and defense, but it's a lot. He looks like he gives up a lot of walks. So he played 3 games, started 2 games, went 6 innings. He started 2 games and went 6 innings. Wow. See 11 walks, 1 home run, 9 hits. So 6 innings, 9 hits. He did strike out 3, if you will. I mean, yeah, I'm hoping to get him in a game. All right, we're going to go Tigers. We'll take a look at the Tigers. So these are the champs. Supposedly, we'll see how they do. Again, I'm taking part in that 84 replay. I've played a few games. I need to play some more. Maybe what I'll do is I'll rotate. Maybe I'll go, payoff pitch and then APA and then strat and kind of rotate around. I don't know if I have that season and season ticket. And the only thing is, I like season ticket, but I would have to print them out and then cut them out. And I haven't really been into printing individual cards as much as I used to. And they are really expensive to order from the company there. I'm not just saying, they kind of are. So I haven't ordered them yet from the company, and I know it's they don't control the cost of all that stuff. So I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying that's why I don't play as much as that anymore, because I only printed out. I don't even know if I printed out a whole season of that. Because once you start printing out individual players, like team cards are not bad, but individual player cards, they especially with baseball, they can get ridiculous with how many things you got to print. Yeah, but I'd still have to print them though. And so the perforated cards will work. I actually, and I've said this before, that the season ticket layout is the best layout I've ever seen for a PDF, because you just you can just line them up in a cutter. You cut them in half and then in thirds, and they're perfect. They're almost like this perfect. They're almost like that. That's how close I can get my season ticket cards without the perforation. So I can put them on 110 or 120 pound, and I get them to come out absolutely great. What do we want to do now? California. We'll do the Angels. See, I like the cuts. Like, I like the Appa cut. I like these cut. The Strat you peel, I'm not a big fan of the pulling apart of the Strat cards. Just not a big fan of that. California, this could be my favorite new team. Rod Carew, Reggie Jackson, Burleson, Lynn. I don't know how California did, but they had some names. There's Reggie right there. And how old was Reggie? Reggie was 38. Oh. All right, so there's my Angels. You're my angel. So there's that. So then we have, there were three for the American League anyway. Milwaukee. Cecil Cooper. Yeah, this like I said, this payoff pitch game, it right now it is working on all cylinders for me. That's why I picked up a couple more seasons, because it's just working. It's working really, really well for me right now. And when I can get a game that works for me like that, and I just want to play it more and do more things with it. I really do. All right, so we'll go Boston and then Baltimore. Boston. Not a lot of pitches here that I'm seeing. Clemens, Nipper, Mitchell, no. Chico Walker. Wow, look at that. So Chico Walker got 2 at-bats. All right. And he's in the game. It's in the game. Oil Can Boyd. Boston, and Eckersley started the season in Boston. So what did I get? I got, this is 84, right? As you can tell. And I also got 76, which I'll do later. So I'll do 76 later. And I got 76. I wanted to play the 76 Sox. I was thinking about playing their whole season. I'd like to see how they do. See how they respond from that 75 World Series loss on my tabletop. Just for fun. Oh, boy. Here we go. Baltimore. Oh, I might have done it, folks. I might have done it. Did I do it? I did it. I got a clean sweep. No mistakes. And I like how, too, on the card here, they put like 1984 Baltimore. You know exactly the year and the team. I like that so much. I want to know where I am. I'm an information guy. So that's what I want to see, is I want to see a lot of information on the card. All righty, so that's the American League. So now the National should go a little quicker because I don't have to worry about it. Take care, ID. Thanks for coming by. So we got Chicago, L.A., New York, San Francisco, Atlanta, Chicago, Cincinnati. Just trying to get an idea where they're going to go here. So we got a Houston, Los Angeles, Montreal, New York, Chicago, Cincinnati, Houston, Los Angeles. I'm just trying to get the first few stacks going here. Then we have Philadelphia, and then Pittsburgh, San Diego, San Francisco, and St. Louis. Okay, so I think I got it here. So we'll go 4 at the top. And so we'll go 4 just like that. How about that? How about that? So we'll get 4, 4, and 4. Right? So there's that. So Ivan DeJesus, Johnny Denny. Oh, wow, I'm already messing up here. Already made some bad piles. Atlanta, Cincinnati. Wow, these ones are all over the place. Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Chicago, Cincinnati, Phil Garner, Terry Whitfield, Timmy Raines with Montreal, Jeff Reardon with Montreal. Interesting. New York, Philadelphia, the Cougs, San Diego, a couple of guys here. Joe Youngblood, didn't he play with the Rams? And then St. Louis. Randy Johnson, I think that's a different Randy Johnson, right? And the neighbor's dog is out barking again. That's all he does. They put him out, and every second he's out, he just barks. He never stops. You'd think his throat would get tired. Mookie Wilson, Vaughn Hayes, Steve Garvey with San Diego. Remember that? Steve Garvey with San Diego? Remember that? And then we got George Hendrick and Kurt Kepscher. Let's go with this stack here. It's right next to me. So we got Chicago, Los Angeles. Oh, was that Fernando Valenzuela? Wow, I forgot about that. Fernando Valenzuela. I went right by him, didn't I? And now we have Father O'Malley. Chicago. Tom Foley with Cincinnati. Okay. And then Danger Will Robinson. Houston. Pedro Guerrero. Pena. A couple more guys from George Foster at 35 years old with the Mets. Schmidt and Gonzalez with the Phillies. Rick Rhoden. Yeah, and Renicky with San Diego. Don't remember Renicky with San Diego. Jack Clark. I remember Jack Clark. And Terry Pendleton, St. Louis. Yep, now we have Biff over here. We got a Cincinnati. We got a Montreal. Chris Green with Pittsburgh. Don't know him. St. Louis. Los Angeles. These are a little bit confusing here. I mean, different order because I put them off to the side in a different order. So they're not going to be completely alphabetical for me because that's just what I do. Alrighty. So we're making some progress here. We got Bruce Benedict eggs. There we go. Rick going to camp. One time at camp. Steve Trout with Chicago. We got some Houston guys here. Cincinnati and Montreal. Another Philadelphia. A lot of Philadelphia. Bill Campbell with Philadelphia. Is that the Bill Campbell? Is that the Boston Red Sox Bill Campbell? I did not know he was in Philadelphia. If that's the same guy. Ron Say with the Cubs. I think I remember Ron Say with the Cubs. Chuck Rainey as well. I got some Cincinnati. Alan Bannister with Houston, huh? Los Angeles, Montreal, New York, back to Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York again. Piles are getting scruffy. Dale Murphy with Atlanta. And Chicago, Cincinnati. Dickie Thorne. Boy, I run into him all the time in my replays. Jerry Rouse. Orozco. Jeff Stone with Philadelphia. Brian Harper. Won't you please, Mr. Robinson. Chili Davis. And Darryl Porter with St. Louis. Interesting. I just remember Darryl Porter with Kansas City. All right, so we have Matt Sinatra, Cincinnati, Montreal, Pittsburgh, San Francisco, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Montreal, Philadelphia, St. Louis. Alex Trevino. Wasn't he the guy that hosts Wheel of Fortune or something like that? Rick Russo was Chicago. Pete Rose, there he is, Cincinnati. Picked him up. So he must have come back to Cincinnati, right? Because August 17th. So he must have went somewhere that went back to Cincinnati. That's what I'm kind of thinking. We'll find out, right, when I go through the rest of these cards. Steve Carlton, there he is. Steve Carlton, Amos Otis. Gotta love Amos Otis. And St. Louis, we have a Patterson. Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco. Gaylord Perry, where was he? He was 23 years old, and he was in Atlanta. Oh, that's Gerald Perry. I thought it was Gaylord Perry. Wow. Read that completely wrong. Candy Maldonado. Interesting. Don't know him. Bob Welsh, I know. Keith Hernandez. Sisk. Wilson. Madlock over here. Teculve. We already saw him. Kent Teculve. Champ Summers. He was a champ. Dwayne Kipper Kuiper. Ozzie Smith. Max Payne over here. Bean with New York. San Diego. Boy, we're really bouncing around here. Moreland. Concepcion. Pastor. Los Angeles. Montreal. Wes Gardner. Namesake. There you go. Couple for Philly here. Pittsburgh. Mick Reynolds. Don't know Mick Reynolds. And Trevino. Jim Kern. I think I know the pitcher, Jim Kern. All right, only a couple more piles to go here. I know a lot of us are into baseball now since opening day, but I can't do that until hockey season ends. Yeah, I hear you. I play everything everywhere. I don't really worry about the season. I mean, I get caught up on opening day with different things like everybody else, but it passes real quick with me. Mike Scioscia. There you go. Rusty Staub. We got to like some Rusty Staub. Anybody named Rusty's okay in my book. Bob Force with St. Louis. We have some more Cubs. Mike Vail, Kiko Garcia. And like I see how fast this goes since I've already... there's Eckersley with the Cubs. So the Cubs picked him up. Must have traded with the Red Sox because he came here in May and finished the season. Cincinnati. Houston. Los Angeles. Montreal. New York. Milt May with Pittsburgh. John Tudor with Pittsburgh. Interesting. San Diego, Templeton. And that is that. And we're flying through them now. Chris Green card for Pittsburgh. Interesting. Yeah, cards are definitely more interested. Yeah, you hold them in your hand. You look at them. You know, like you have them in your hand. You got the whole world in your hand here. It is kind of fun. And you can pick up and look at any card. And you can click on the computer too, but there's something about having, Mike Ramsey in your hand, It's kind of fun. Tug McGraw. I don't remember him as a pitcher. For some reason I get him mixed up with Lazinski. Don't know why. Sid Monge. We got to have a Sid Monge here. Gene Garber. Ryan Sandberg. Let's see if I can clean up this mess a little bit. And Cincinnati. There's Craig Reynolds with Houston this time. Got Los Angeles over here. And then we have Montreal. Back to Atlanta. Cincinnati. Montreal. Pittsburgh. St. Louis. Ron Meredith. Chicago National League. Jose Morales. And we have a New York finally. Haven't had a New York in a while. Atlanta, Chicago, Cincinnati, Houston. Fernando Valenzuela. Didn't I have a Fernando Valenzuela card? Who did I have? Who did I have over here? Look at that. I got a batting card and a hitting card for Fernando Valenzuela. I'll have to put them together. I heard there was a couple of pitchers that have hitting cards. Okay, see it says plus plus, so that must mean that there's a second card there. Interesting. I never noticed that. So you see how it's got the plus plus next to the L batting, because that's his pitcher card. So that tells me this is another card here. Usually pitchers on the batting, like I say, this guy, he's got the 3. It says look at the pitching card 3. So I guess some of them have their pitching card. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. New York, Calvin Schiraldi. Another Aussie in the lead. Hello. Don't have many San Diego guys here. Lonnie Smith. All right, last stack and a half. And then we're going to be done with 1984. Pittsburgh. Montreal. And now they're getting kind of mixed up here. John Candelaria. I don't know many of these guys. Although the last time I pulled out a team that I don't know anything about, I ended up knowing quite a few players on the team. It was kind of fun. I was like, oh, I know this guy. Oh, I know that guy too. Oh, Chico. Oral Hershiser. Nice. Oh, there's the Pete Rose card. So he started with Montreal, went back to Cincinnati. I wonder why they traded him back to Cincinnati. I wonder if he did something in Montreal. I don't know how either one of those teams did. Boy, you look at the guys like this. Look at cards like this, and just a handful of games, 3 at-bats, and they still card him. So he can get a walk, and that's about it. So this guy actually can't get a hit. I don't know how I feel about that. I like to think that everybody in the Major League Baseball could get a hit, even a single at some point. But if they didn't, then they don't card them like that. Just like the players that don't get a goal in hockey, they can't get a goal. I like to think everybody could get a goal and a fluke or something like that, no matter how bad you are. Bob, wow. Oh, there's the Pantera walk. All right, last stack. And we're done. They can fly through here. Bert Hooton, what a hoot he would be. Willie McGee, St. Louis. Bruce Sutter, 31 years old in St. Louis. Chicago, Cincinnati. Some Houston guys here, back to Cincinnati now. Montreal, Pittsburgh. I don't know a lot of these guys I'm going through right now. Lee Smith I know. Nolan Ryan, 37 years old with Houston. Look at all the tough at 37 years old. Is that nuts? That is nuts. That's like almost like a Clemens card right there. Darryl Strawberry. Rick Rhoden. Manny Trio with San Francisco. We got another Cincinnati. Los Angeles is here. Atlanta. Larry Bowa with Chicago. Oh, you think Pete went back to Cincinnati as a player manager? That would make sense. Dave Parker was Cincinnati at 33 years old. I don't remember Dave Parker with Cincinnati. Alan Ashby, I remember. Rick Monday. Yeah, we got to like Rick Monday. Ray Knight. Anderson. Mazzilli. Van Slyke. Chicago. Houston. All right, we're down to our last couple of guys. Greg Nettles. Oh, yeah, 39 years old. Greg Nettles went to San Diego, didn't he? Went to play in the sun. Dusty Baker, 35. And that will be that. Okay, so let's wrap up the National League. So let's go. We got Pittsburgh here on the top. So let's ride through Pittsburgh, and then we'll be done with 84, and I can start playing once I set that up. And it looks like I did a better job sorting out the cards this time, because I always found at least 3 or 4 mistakes when I went through the pile at the end. And I'm talking to the crowd too here, the fans, rather, the chat room, I should say, not the baseball fans. Chatting to the baseball fans here, and I so far I've been doing a good job here. Alrighty, so here's one National League team. Who do we got next here? Who can I get at? San Diego. Yeah, San Diego's right here. So we'll go Jack Murphy Stadium. We'll do San Diego. Mario Ramirez. I thought that said Manny Ramirez. I was like, oh, man, I didn't know Manny played to San Diego. All right, San Diego looking good. And we'll leave Greg Nettles on the top for San Diego. What do you think? And sure, we'll go. We got Philadelphia right here, so we'll get Philadelphia on the edge. And we'll get Philadelphia out of the way. And they go through the names. Oh, there's my mistake. Pittsburgh. Dun, 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 ba-boom. So I did get one wrong. Pittsburgh. And who was it? Denny Gonzalez. So Denny Gonzalez is my error. It wasn't terrible. So far, just one. Yep, so I got one error. Caught it, though. So technically, it's not an error if you fix it, right? No harm, no foul. All right, so let me get Denny, right? Pittsburgh. Oh no, that's San Diego. Oh no. Oh, now it's an error. Now it's a big time error. Holy cow. I looked at the colors. That's a big time error. There it is. There's Denny. All right, let's get him on the right team. He was almost traded to San Diego. Almost. Oh, how do you do that, Dave? All right, so there's Pittsburgh. Now we're going to get him home. Now he's going to be all happy. Look at this. Oh, look how happy I am. I'm going back to Pittsburgh. Here we go. So he's all happy. And Los Angeles. Sure, we'll do Los Angeles next. So I have Dodger Stadium right here. LA. Los Angeles is 2 words, so I'm pretty sure I got LA taken care of. It's like the Minnesotas and the Milwaukees and the San Franciscos and San Diegos that screw me up. Because you look at them quick while you're dealing them out. All right, Dodger Stadium. Dodgers are done. And that's how I store them. I don't do anything fancy with them. Yeah, we'll go Shea Stadium and the Mets. What do you think? So far, so good with New York. And we're down to our last few guys. Come on, you guys. Come on, you guys. Yep, there we go. All right. New York is all set. And we got Chase DM again. I love these cards here. You know what's kind of fun? Like when you stack these up, right? When you lay them, it's like, see how cool that looks with all the teams here? And you put them away like that. They just look so nice. So nice. They really are. All right, what do we have? San Francisco. Yeah, we'll do San Francisco. Alrighty. San Francisco. Now I got to keep track of this one here because I don't want to mix up any San Diegos. San Francisco. So far, so good. The other thing I like to do is when I do these videos, if I'm ever missing anyone, I can come back and watch the video and say, did I even have that guy when I went through this list? Did I have him or not? So this kind of does double duty. Sometimes I'll go back and watch the video to make sure I had somebody, you know. Yeah. Sean was saying that Payoff Pitch put some identifiers on them. Yep, there's I'm not going to mention any names, but there's some cards that don't have anything on them, and it does it. If they get mixed up, how do you know? Especially if they played for a couple of teams. So yes, I like the new APA cards. I like these Strat. I mean, anything that's got the team name and the year on it is kind of what I really like. I don't want to have to guess. I don't want to have to hunt around. All right, so Houston is almost done. Nolan Ryan. And here we go. All right, so Houston is done. So the National League is on. See how fast the National League goes after you do the American League and you sort out the National League. It goes pretty quick. Well, we've already made a mistake here. We've already made a mistake. I don't have Philadelphia here, do I? What did I do? I know what I did. That's exactly what I did. That's St. Louis. I thought that was Philadelphia colors. That's Philadelphia. There we go. Good thing. Good thing. Another mistake. National League is taking all the mistakes today. That was a grievous one. I thought that was Philadelphia colors. So we'll do St. Louis next, right? Get them out of the way. Yeah, my hands are wicked dry. I think it's the Payoff Pitch cards that are drying out my hands. Because I've been going to bed saying, why are my fingers so dry? I think these cards are drying out my hands. Because they're crackling right now. They're so dry. I have to go drink like 6 bottles of water to get them back. Either that or take a break from Payoff Pitch and see if the moisture comes back in my hands. All right, St. Louis looking good. All right, St. Louis, Indy Van Slyke, St. Louis, and St. Louis. All right, so let me get St. Louis here. And just a couple teams left, and we will be done. I might jump on with a chat later on tonight. I'm not sure. I do got to work in the morning, but aside from that, today has not been a bad day, and tomorrow should not be a bad day after I get out of work, because that is going to be it. I don't think I have any work the rest of the weekend. That's so nice. Maybe we can record a show on Sunday. Oh, Chicago. Oh, that's a bad error right there. So Reggie Patterson tried to trade himself to Atlanta. So I did go to the American League, not so well with the National League. All right. So Atlanta, right? Yeah, Atlanta. Okay. Just a couple of teams to go. So we have Montreal. So let's go Montreal. The other thing that's great about Payoff Pitch is when you, like if I do that Red Sox replay, all I got to do is grab the two teams. And I don't have to worry about any players on other teams or not having players. Everyone's going to be there on that specific team. That's another reason why I kind of went back to Payoff Pitch. So I wouldn't have to worry about finding guys. It's not that big of a deal, I guess. But it is, it is nice just to pull out a team and everybody's here. You don't got to say, oh, where was this guy? What team was he on? And dig him out or worry about if he was even carded or not. It's just everyone's right here. There's so many reasons I like this game. And I can't believe I just kept not playing the games. Like, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? So many times. But now I'm back. We'll see. All right, Cincinnati here. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit here on the Cincinnati guys, right? All right, here we go. Three guys here. They're all Cincinnati. Cincinnati, Cincinnati. And Cincinnati, Dave Parker. All right, so we're going to get Riverfront Stadium out here. And that is Cincinnati. One more team here in the National League, and that is your Chicago Cubs. Davey Lopes leading us off. Tom Barreiser. Chicago. I look for Chicago National. Make sure I get Chicago National. Chicago National. Looking good. So we had a few mistakes here with the National League that we found by going through them like this. How are we doing here? Lee Smith, Boa, and Reggie Patterson. Remember the guy that wanted to get traded? Yep, he's here now. That is that. So that'll do it. We are done. Not too bad. So an unboxing video and sorting out. Hour and a half to do all that fun stuff. Is what it is. Now I got to go find a place for them, right? I'm gonna go find a place to put them in my cabinet, if you will. So anyway, I'm Dave here. Let me put my lights back here in Studio B. Oh, I did the one last thing I got to do. Here's the splits. I forgot the splits. I just want to make sure that it's combined totals here. I usually put them in a separate place too. I don't keep them with the season. I put all like the combined total cards with all the other seasons in a different shelf. I can see how you would use these. I just don't. I like to use the players on the team because then you don't have to go digging for them. Otherwise, I would have to go digging for these guys. All right, so the combined totals looking good. Was a lot more than I thought. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, there we go. All right, I'm done looking at cards for a while. All right, combined totals are done. We're good to go. I'm going to go find a place for these guys, and we are done. So thanks for coming by as we unbox some Payoff Pitch. And we also put away 1984, so if I want to jump into that project, I can. Maybe I'll play a game this weekend after work or something, or Sunday or something like that. So anyway, I'm Dave. Thanks for tuning in. And I'm sure we'll be catching up with you guys later. Bye-bye.